Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to Madam May and our fellow classmates. We are from Group 2 and will be presenting Trivago's strategic input.
We are Izzati Khairani, Farah Natsirah, Muhammad Rizwan, Mai Sarah, Nur Atika, and Nur Farahin. Let's begin our presentation now. Enjoy!
Just one night, madam?
That's right.
And with your gold card discount, that will be $120 for the night, please.
4-star hotel with a pool for this price. Not bad.
$95 for the night, please.
Wait, what?
Well, if you use Trivago, Trivago will compare prices from hundreds of websites worldwide, making it simple to find a great deal on your hotel. Give it a go. Hotel Trivago.
Hello, Madam May. Hello, everyone. Assuming you all have watched Trivago's ad in the previous slide, now let's proceed to Trivago's history. In 2005, the founder of Trivago got an idea to create a website where the travelers community can share their experiences. He called it the Digital Wikipedia for Travel. Then he called two of his friends for breakfast and proposed the idea, and it was immediately approved. In 2006, Trivago was born and went live in Germany. From the first financing round, Trivago was able to grab contacts and expertise. However, the website was not doing good that year. Very few direct bookings were made and there were mismatch of advertisement in the site. Realizing the issue, Trivago created a software algorithm so advertisers can match their information to Trivago's website. Also, they created a database so travelers can see if an advertiser offered few rooms at different prices. This initiated the start of price comparison in Trivago. Unfortunately, their revenue was still not recovering, so the founders held a meeting in respect of the situation. They said, "We have not yet understood that people visiting our site was for price comparison because our aim was to be a travel wiki." Realizing this, they decided to limit their operation to meta search and hotel price comparisons only. Slowly, they started to gain revenue. In 2007, they went international, expanding to Italy, Spain, France, UK, Poland, and Sweden. The next year, Trivago revenue was already spiking and they reached profitability. In 2009, after they received collection of capitals from investors, they invested half of it to TV advertisement. They wanted to be independent of Google, and to do that, they need to be recognized as a brand. Once again, their plan was successful. In 2010, they have launched their own platform and managed to launch European platforms in the next year. By 2012, they were already expanding in US and Brazil. This success enables them to further expand their territory in Asia the next year. Trivago's success caught the attention of one of the traveling industry giants. At the end of 2014, Expedia acquired 61.6% of Trivago's shares, making Trivago the world's leading hotel meta search company. From then on, they successfully localized 54 Trivago platforms, went public, and built a campus for the Trivago team. Who came up with the idea of Trivago? Well, the one who initiated the wiki travel idea was Rolf Spromgens. He was the founder of Trivago. His two friends that helped him start up Trivago was Peter Vinimier and Stefan Stabner are his co-founders. They were actually schoolmates before. His co-founders were the founders of Chiao.com. It's a review-based evaluation platform for products or services from phones to hotels. That's why when Rolf gave the idea of Trivago, both of them immediately agreed. However, the next year after they have started up Trivago, in 2006, Stephen stepped down because he was offered to be a professor in the school that they attended. When Stephen stepped down, their junior, Maud Stewart, joined, substituting Stephen's position. One thing they all had in common was that they attended HHL Leipzig Graduate School of Management. That school was the leading international business school, holding the position of the fifth globally entrepreneurship-focused school. No wonder they've been steadily climbing up. What product does Trivago offer? One is their meta search engine. It is an online information retrieval tool that uses the data of a web search engine to produce its own result. Trivago's search platform connects travelers to more than 5 million hotels and accommodations, more than 1.8 million alternatives of accommodation like private apartments and vacation rentals in over 190 countries. Trivago assists travelers to compare hotel prices in accordance with their preference. If a traveler wanted to book a room, Trivago will directly link the traveler to the hotel's site for booking. Another product is their hoteliers and advertisers, since Trivago attracts more than 205 million visitors per month, searching for more than 225,000 of hotels across the globe on their website. This offers advertisers some sweet deals. Therefore, Trivago has provided a marketing channel and a platform where advertisers can put their products and services, making it known to their target market. The advertisers will be charged when users click on their ads. What is vision? Vision is an ambition. It asks the question, what does the company want to become in the future? Vision provides the foundation for developing mission statement. Trivago's vision statement is to be the leading player of hotel-related online marketing and distribution. It's short and precise, and it is in one sentence, matching the attributes of a vision statement. Meanwhile, a mission statement states the purpose of existence of a company, its philosophies and principles. Mission statements is needed to establish objectives and strategy formulation. It also helps to distinguish themselves from other companies. Trivago's mission statement is to be travelers' first and independent source of information for finding the ideal hotel at the lowest rate. Why does Trivago exist? To be the traveler's source of information. What do they offer? Ideal hotels according to a traveler's need. Objectives are specific action needed to be done to reach a certain goal. It assists the company to realize their mission statement. So what is Trivago's objective? It is to search and compare in real-time prices of hotels offered by different travel agencies, reservation centers, or the hotels themselves. Moving on to core values. What are they? They are a set of guiding principles and fundamental beliefs that help a group of people function together as a team and work towards a common goal. Now, with Trivago keep expanding, their employees also increase. Therefore, in 2012, they created these 6 core values for the employees to live by. First is trust. It is to build an environment where mutual trust can develop, as it gives employee the confidence to openly discuss matters. Second is authenticity. It is to create an environment where employees are comfortable in their own skin and are empowered to disagree. As they say, there is no progress without friction. Third is entrepreneurial passion. It is the love of expressing fresh ideas and the intention to experiment on a small scale. It is also to not be afraid to execute crazy initiatives nor to move past fruitless trials. Fourth is power of proof. As they believe that proof is more powerful than assumption, it is important to dig up and explore the reason of success and failures. Fifth is unwavering focus. If there is value added for Trivago, they will focus on diving deep into a topic and strive for perfection. Sixth is fanatic learning. As we know, change is an opportunity to improve. By going out of the comfort zone, they can reflect and learn from past experiences. This learning mindset helps them to adapt to difficult situations that they faced. Learn from.
Thank you, Karani. So I'll proceed with the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis of Trivago analyze the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So in Trivago SWOT analysis, the strengths and weaknesses are the internal factors, whereas the opportunities and threats are the external factors. In SWOT analysis is a proven management framework which enables a brand like Trivago to benchmark its business and performance as compared to the competitor and industry. For Trivago's strengths, there are 4 categories, which are performance, product, workforce, and also the loyalty. So in terms of the performance, Trivago got a high return on the advertising spend, which they spent more than any other online travel company on TV marketing. They had throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at campaigns like the Trivago Guy and Trivago Girl advertisements, which leads to the high return on advertising spend. Trivago also increased its revenue, as in 2013, Expedia acquired 61.6% of Trivago's shares, and since then, Trivago had continued to grow rapidly, as from 2015 to 2016, Trivago had increased its revenue by more than 50% to Euro 754 million. In terms of the product, Trivago linked 120 million travelers with 1.3 million hotels in 190 countries for each month. Even though at that time they had been started only a decade as a small online travel community and turned out to become the world's leading hotel meta search engine. Next, in terms of the workforce, Trivago abolished the job titles to inculcate the absence of ego mentality. With the job titles, it will be difficult for the new employee or the junior employee to voice out their good opinion, as they need to get approval first from the various levels. So, Trivago also introduced the responsibility scope to provide the clear role expectations. This scope was expressed in a three-stage system, which are the developers, executors, and also the supporters. Besides that, Trivago also hiring young professionals who came from diverse cultural and educational backgrounds. Even though the employees came from diverse cultural and educational backgrounds, they often quickly develop the friendships which contribute to Trivago's team spirit. They also choose to hire young professionals that did not have extensive experience with other companies rather than hiring some experienced employees who had been socialized in corporations. So, I'll pass to the next presenter.
The weaknesses in Trivago can be categorized into three different aspects. The first aspect being workplace, the second aspect being workforce, and the third aspect being loyalty. So let us move on to the very first aspect of weakness in Trivago, which is workplace. So generally, based on the case study provided, the problem with workplace or the weaknesses that occurs in workplace aspect is first, they have small office space, and second, increased physical distance when your office space was added. So let us move on to the very first aspect of weakness in workplace. So this small office space is caused when, from the span of 2008 to 2011, the number of employees in Trivago doubled, of which in 2008 they only have 46 employees, but in 2011 they have a total of 100 employees. And because of this, because they have a small office space at the initial part of Trivago, we have to frequently change office locations up until 2011 to make sure that they have a sufficient office space for their employees. And we believe that this is a form of weakness of Trivago, as it illustrates the competencies of Trivago in satisfying its basic business needs. And this frequent movement of Trivago employees or Trivago company can stunt the growth of the business itself, as it can be considered as a form of distraction for this company to achieve their goals effectively and efficiently. So when they try to solve this problem, and they managed to solve this problem in 2011, this caused another weakness, a new form of weakness, which is increased physical distance. So the creation of new office space in Bankston Platz is basically the activity in spreading the employees across multiple floors and surrounding buildings, which cause increase in physical distance among employees. So where is this Bankston Platz? Bankston Platz is located in Düsseldorf, Germany, and this is basically an open space office, and it is wide enough to hold events. So imagine how big the office space of Trivago was in 2011. So when they have a huge office space which causes an increase in physical distance, this leads to communication challenges, social detachment, and empire building process. And this is weakening day-to-day cooperation when the problem occurs. And this problem of communication among employees is a form of weakness, as it disrupts the productivity of Trivago itself. So the second aspect of weakness in Trivago is workforce, as mentioned before. So the first point under workforce is open to silo-based thinking. So what is silo-based thinking? A silo mentality can be defined as the reluctance of employees to share information among one another from different divisions in the same company. And this attitude is seen as reducing the organization's efficiency and at worst contributing to a damaged corporate culture. A damaged corporate culture is a form of weakness to Trivago. And this is caused by the increasing number of specialized tasks, formal management, and control structures such as hierarchies. Hierarchical structures can cause discrimination in supply information and the degree of decision autonomy. In a nutshell, this weakness of open to silo-based thinking is similar to bureaucracy, where they have the potential discrimination occurred due to their different positions in Trivago. And the second aspect of weakness in workforce is growing anonymity when the company grew bigger. Although increasing employees or a bigger company is a good thing for the company to reach their full potential and such, it is also a form of weakness in terms of weakness, as the employees are become less and less compatible with each other. And after surpassing 150 employees in 2012, it is more difficult for Trivago to remember employees' details, and personal communication become more complex. So when there are the possibilities of miscommunication between the management and employees increase as growing anonymity as the anonymity grows within the Trivago, and this can cause the motivation and spirit of employees to become dimmer as they do not know who they are working with, and this cause disruption in working environment and such. And the third is increased number of employees, slowing the communication flow and decision speed, and expand the company size require advanced management leadership capabilities. So these weaknesses are mostly caused by the increased number of employees and insufficient number of capable leadership in the company itself. And the fifth weakness of workforce is they lack the preparation for hazard risk. We can see that during coronavirus pandemic, the total revenue decreased by 69.2 million pounds, or by 33% during the first quarter of 2020, which is when the pandemic hits, compared to the same period in 2019. And other revenue decreased by 23%, mainly driven by lower subscription revenue. So when they lost about more than 10% of decreased revenue, this shows that they are weak in preparing for hazard risk, and they only take actions after they were heavily impacted by the pandemic itself. So the third aspect of weakness for Trivago is they have no reward program. So what is reward program? Reward program is basically the membership point, membership reward, and such where the members are being rewarded for their purchase or for their usage of service in Trivago. Since they do not have this reward program, this clearly shows that they are weak or not strong enough to prioritize existing customers, and this lack of attention toward existing customer cause them to not have a solid customer base. And this also a form of weakness, as for you to become a company with a lot of trust, a lot of capabilities, you must have a strong strong customer base to support you to wherever you go. So opportunities in Trivago can be divided into three different categories. The first is expansion, the second is trend, and the third is competitive advantage. So the first is online travel market projection of $756 billion in 2019 is expected to grow to $817 billion by 2020. And online travel market projection shows you that people are more believing in online services provided by Trivago, and this is an opportunity that can be grabbed by Trivago to increase their customer base. And online travel agencies, or OTAs, have increasingly gained market share, currently capturing 39% of the US online digital booking market. And as Trivago is one of the online travel agencies in the world and one of the most well-known also, when they have more market share and when they have more customer base, this can lead the company to reach their organizational goal more effectively and more efficiently. We can see that Trivago have the potential to gain market share is when in the beginning phase of Trivago expanding, their business expansion into 22 new countries across Europe, South America, Africa, and Asia in 2016 through the advertisement in TV is actually helping them to gain more market share. And because of this, they also have the increase in the number of hotels listed in the database from 700,000 to more than 1 million. This shows you how dominant Trivago is in terms of the hotel search. And the third being, many acquisition and mergers occurred, especially within the mid-market. It is very important for Trivago to merge or to acquire certain travel companies to make sure that they are less competitors and they have more opportunities to be grabbed and they have bigger customer base. And we can see this when Trivago was obtained. The majority share of Trivago of 61.6% share is acquired by Expedia in corporation to focus on capital and services. And Expedia is a very big company which focuses on multiple different aspects, not only on tourism but also rental car and such. So when Trivago is obtained by Expedia, a very big company, this can cause them to have a bigger capital and a bigger form of services that can they provide to the customer. And they also acquire base level booking, triple and trip helper company to make sure that their customer base also increases, and this is also a form of opportunity to become bigger. And the fourth part of expansion opportunities is the increasing demand for jobs in hotel booking industry. So according to the case study, Trivago have a non-rigid recruitment criteria which managed to attract 45,000 applicants. And this shows you that the Trivago has a form of attraction in terms of its management services. And this is an opportunity that can be grabbed by Trivago to obtain quality individual or workers in their workforce. And the second opportunity that was grabbed by Trivago is through the growth by 6% in the number of international tourists in the world in 2018. And this is shown by the significant usage of Trivago, especially by the German users. And the second is increasing support for local tourism due to coronavirus outbreak. So although coronavirus outbreak is really bad for the travel industry, they grab this opportunity by changing their trend. According to a report provided by Trivago, change in trends in European countries prefer trips lasting more than 7 days, or easily known as vacation, a long-term vacation. So when this trend happened, as Trivago provides service of hotel booking and such, this caused them to have more customer base. And in May 2020, 70% of German searches were for domestic destinations compared to only 46% in May 2019. The third opportunity in trend is in developed markets. Between 61 to 75% of customers use an OTA to shop for hotels and accommodation, and this is actually an opportunity for Trivago, as Trivago is a form of OTA, and they serve services for hotel booking and communication purposes. And the point fourth and fifth about millennials. 52% of millennials use general travel agencies for hotel bookings, and 34% millennials are using OTA that provides information on the best hotels and attractions. So millennials are a very important stakeholders in the current trend, because first, millennials is more knowledgeable in using online stuff, in using online services, and millennials are also the future customer for Trivago. And millennials are also very critical to the services that they obtain from Trivago. Thus, this can also be an opportunity for Trivago to improve their services in the future, the quality of their services in the future. And the next part of trend is price comparison is often main priority when it comes to traveling services. And as Trivago is a tourism company that focuses on the customer being able to have choices in picking the best deal. So the third opportunities is competitive advantage. First is free information on corona-related restrictions and sites on websites to increase internet traffic. So the search data and booking queries show that concerns over travel restrictions and convenience of travel destination now play a major role in travel planning. Thus, when Trivago provides information regarding coronavirus pandemic, what they shouldn't do, what they should do when they travel, is actually beneficial in terms of Trivago and Trivago's customers too. And public announcements of travel restrictions have a direct impact on search behavior. And the European COVID-19 Travel Alliance, which includes Trivago, gathers the source materials for the database from reputable government sources for each country and region. This initiative supports local tourism industries, providing a resource for travelers and travel institutions. And this is opportunity that was grabbed by Trivago in order to increase the awareness of coronavirus and to show that Trivago is a company that does not profit on the ignorance of their customers. And the last part of opportunities gained by Trivago in terms of competitive advantage is $300 million IPO concentrated on travel company acquisitions and investment. So IPO is investment public offering, and this is basically to generate the capital needed by Trivago to perform its business.
Thank you, Rizwan. So for the rest of Trivago, there are three categories that consist of performance, competition, and also the consumer behavior. So in terms of the performance, market in the hotel industry will be more consolidated and monopolized, as Expedia have majority shares that will affect the Trivago's decision. Even though after the IPO, Expedia will continue to control the company with about 65% of voting rights. It will lead to Trivago having little influence over the decision, including merger and acquisitions, appointment or dismissal of management board members, and other actions. Other than that, it is increasingly difficult for new entrants to marshal enough resources to compete at scale. So, Trivago wants to expand its portfolio by adding flight, car, and bus booking facilities. So, as we know that Trivago only focus on the hotel price comparison with no flights, no car, or bus booking facilities. However, they want to expand their portfolio with that similar with the other travel agency companies such as Priceline. So it will be threat to Trivago as new market entrants will lead to conflict of interest and also the confusion for the users. In terms of the competition, loyalty program is considered as a competitive advantage offered by the rivals. So majority of the millennials feel that it is advantageous to join a loyalty program for online travel agencies but not for Trivago. So the millennials would switch brands and change where they buy to get more loyalty rewards, and they will not be loyal to a company without good loyalty program. Trivago needs to offer loyalty program if they want to connect with millennials. In terms of the competition, Hilton introduced the Stop Clicking Around campaigns that promotes a direct booking. Those commission rates paid by the hotels to online travel agencies can range widely from 10 to 30%. So while they help hotels fill the room, the sites can also eat into the hotel revenues. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Farah. Hello, everyone. I'm Maisara. I will continue with the IFE. Internal Factor Evaluation Matrix is used to evaluate Trivago's internal environment as well as to reveal its strengths and weaknesses. Average score is 2.50 and low score indicates that Trivago is weak against its competitors. Let's see whether Trivago is weak or strong against its competitor. Here, as you can see, is the IFE matrix. The highest weightage for Trivago's internal factor is 0.08 and the lowest is 0.03, which the total would be 1.00. The factors are being arranged depends on the level of importance in the industry. Next, rating is given depending on the strong and weak factors in Trivago. The major strength would be 4, followed by the minor strength would be 3, while 2 is for the minor weaknesses and 1 for the major weaknesses in Trivago. After a thorough discussions and research made, the final weighted score is 2.81. This indicates that Trivago is strong against its competitor as the final score is above the average score. Here is what we have done. In order to weight the importance of the factors, the strengths are categorized into 4, which are workforce, product, performance, and loyalty. Based on the research that has been made, workforce is the most important factors to the success in the industry, followed by the products offered to the customer. And it can be seen that Trivago also focus on the workforce and products. Trivago established HR departments that helps to improve the workforce management. For example, like talents and organization as well as strategy and organization departments are established in retaining and recruiting talents in the company. They also give the employees freedom of working hours in order to maximize the productivity to improve the quality and performances. Not only that, Trivago offers information and link the information with the travelers, which in line with the mission of Trivago to be the traveler's first and independent source of information for finding ideal hotel at the lowest price. As for the weaknesses, same method has been implemented. Weaknesses are categorized into 3, which are the workforce, workplace, and loyalty. As workforce being the most important factors, Trivago need to strengthen the workforce strategies in order to compete with the competitors. Because of the increasing size in the workforce, it slows the communication and the decision speed. Trivago introduced Trivago Talk, Trivago Knowledge, and Trivago Tasks in order to keep direct information flowing and other than that, identifying risks is very important for every businesses in facing unavoidable situation and making a preparation for when the situation happens as it is a one-time event. For example, in 2020, we can see that pandemic COVID-19 is attacking every country worldwide. It is crucial to have strategies to sustain the business in the current situation as the travel and tourism industry are badly affected. By identifying the hazard and assessing the risk, the consequences can be reduced. Trivago need to strengthen their weaknesses in order to compete with the competitors in the industry. So here is the final score of Trivago IFE matrix, which is 2.81. This indicates that Trivago is strong against its competitor. Thank you. I'll pass to the next presenter. This
Thank you, my Sarah, for the previous presentation about IFE of Trivago Company. Hi guys, I'm Atika. So for my part, I will explain about external factor evaluation or EFE metric for Trivago Company. What is IFE metric? External factor evaluation or EFE metric is a strategic tool that used to identify the company external environment as opportunity and threat that might affect the company current strategy. In EFE metric include four components. First, a list of key external factor, opportunity and threat. Second, assign a weight for each factor. Third, assign rating from 1 to 4. And last, total weighted score that will reveal the Trivago company to respond towards the opportunity and threat in the external environment. So guys, as you guys can see on the slide, okay, this is a EFE metric for Trivago company. So it consists of 12 opportunity and 8 traits of Trivago company that we assign, okay, based on level of category that being mentioned by Farah and Rizwan before this in their slide presentation. And for the weight and rating, we determine based on fact of our research and also intuitive judgment. For EFE metric, okay, the highest weight that we put, which is indicate most important, is 0.08 and least important 0.02. For opportunities, okay, this list was according to their most important in the online travel industry. As you guys can see on the slide, online travel market projection was most important, okay, because with more consumer using booking online travel, it will make online market projection has seen their major growth. In fact, in 2018, about 82% of all travel booking were made. It shows that customers easy to choose what hotel they want based on their preference, just meet via mobile apps and website without limitation and also without human face-to-face interaction. So, with the success of online travel market projection has successfully led to the second point that most important in these opportunities, which is online travel agency or OTA have increasingly gained their market share by currently capture 39% of US online digital booking market. It shows that the effectiveness of global advertising that Trivago made around 2009 until 2010 using TV ads generally have a wide audience. It also become one of indicator managed to claim that Spain become one of the Trivago's strongest market in 2011. With the huge success before this, Trivago become more motivated to take part in the rapid technological advancement that happen right now, okay, using YouTube, Facebook ads and others that related, okay, that can help online travel industry in promoting and spreading information about their product and services more quicker and faster. Moreover, okay, the opportunities at point number 11, free information, okay, related to corona and its restriction, and also point number 12, about 300 million IPO concentrated on travel company acquisition and investment become less important because it is not in line with the vision of Trivago company itself that focus on the hotel related online distribution and marketing. Next is for the threat of Trivago company. The most important threat in Trivago company is product differentiation that offered by rivals. This is because Trivago is only offer booking hotel and does not cater the other services like travel package, flight tickets, car rental and other activities. This will make customers change for another travel website, that offer more variety of convenient package with affordable price. The second important of threat are the loyalty program that being offered by rival become as a competitive advantage. This is because every online travel website have their own strategy to attract new customer and retain the existing customer loyalty. One of their strategy is provide reward program that can maintain and retain customer loyalty. Always remember that customer preference can always change due to what online travel website are offered. If it is convenient and affordable for them to choose, they will choose. For an example, Expedia always give an offer reward program for their customer. For the final score, after we multiply the weight and also the rating, we simply add all the total rated score. As you can see on the slide, Trivago company performing below average of external factor with the total 2.48. This total indicates that Trivago company current strategy are not designed to take advantage of their opportunities or defend it against their threats. That's all. Thank you from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Atika. Hi, my name is Nur Farahin. So I'm going to explain the competitive profile matrix (CPM) for Trivago. But first of all, we need to know why do we need to construct CPM. So firstly, because we need to identify who are Trivago's major competitors. The next one is we want to reveal what are Trivago's strengths and weaknesses against its competitors. And the methods that we use to construct CPM is based on research and intuitive judgment. Okay, so this is the CPM for Trivago. So the first step in constructing CPM is to identify the critical success factors. So based on our research, we've found several critical success factors and 5 out of 7 share the same weightage, which is at 0.6, and the remaining factors are at 0.1. Okay, so the major competitors for Trivago are Expedia and Priceline. Okay, so now let us look at the score for each of the company. Okay, the first factor is human resource management. So in order to give the score for the companies, we refer to a website called Glassdoor, in which there are many reviews by the employees about the organization. Okay, so from the overall ratings that they have given, we found that Expedia scores the highest rating at 3.8 stars, followed by Trivago at 3.7 stars, and the last one is Priceline at 3.4 stars. Okay, the next one is product differentiation. Okay, so the score for product differentiation for Trivago is 1, because Trivago, as all of us know, it only focuses on the price comparisons between hotels. But for Priceline, it also offers the information on flights, rental cars, and cruises. And it is also the same for Expedia, but Expedia has an additional service in which they offer the list of things that the travelers can do. So that's why Expedia scores the highest one for this factor. Okay, the third point is customer loyalty. Okay, so this is based on a website called Consumer Affairs, in which there are many reviews about the brand that they use. So recently, because of COVID-19 pandemic, there are many negative reviews especially regarding the cancellation process. So among the negative reviews, Priceline is actually quite good in managing those responses, and followed by Trivago, and the least one is Expedia. Okay, so for the next factor is advertising. So how do we measure advertising is in terms of their advertising expenses. So in a report in 2017, it is reported that Trivago had spent a lot on marketing by 42%, in which half of it Expedia only spent around 24%, and the least one is Priceline. Okay, for global expansion, Trivago currently operates in 54 global markets, Expedia operates in 65 countries, and Priceline provides online travel services in over 200 countries. The next factor is market share. So in order to gauge the market share between these three companies, we refer to a report in 2017 regarding revenue distribution. So based on the distribution, most of the revenue is distributed to Priceline by 39.9%, followed by Expedia by 31.6%, whereas Trivago only acquires 2% of the revenue distribution. Last one is regarding the financial position of the three companies. So it is based on the same report in 2017. We look at the revenue growth. So it is reported that Trivago has the highest revenue growth by 37%, Priceline 18%, and Expedia 15%. The overall score for CPM is 2.64 for Trivago, 2.8 for Expedia, and 3 for Priceline. So from this, we can identify the weaknesses of Trivago in terms of its product differentiation, global expansion, and also their market share.
As the slide have come to an end, we can see that Trivago has been slowly and steadily achieve profitability throughout the decade since their startup in 2006. Not to mention that what they have envisioned to be is not that far out of reach, as in 2014 they have managed to become the world's leading hotel meta search company after Expedia's acquisition. By utilizing their strength, they can push the company forward. As what my fellow presenters have explained in the internal evaluation, we can see that Trivago holds a strong position in the market and poses a threat to their competitors as they have above average scores. This proves that they can make use and maximize their strengths to create their own opportunity. However, it is not the same case in external evaluation, as they only managed to get below average score. Since they have been competing with two giants, which is Expedia and Priceline Group, they have not been proactive with the threats the two giants pose. To conclude our presentation, Trivago could perform better if they can strategize to create opportunities and defend their position in the market. So that is it for our presentation on Trivago. We thank you all